episode 25.
6.
The what?
What? It's episode 26.
It says 25 on the sheet. Welcome to episode 26. Maintain Action Podcast, where we are, if nothing else, on top of it. My name is Paul. I was 4 minutes late today. It's good to see you guys. I'm joined, as always, by my co-host, future, former, and retired Hall of Famer, the I am Trevor May. And, of course, the legendary from Oregon, Pete.
How are you a retired Hall of Famer?
I don't know. Future famous. I don't know. Who knows?
I mean,
you want to go to the Broadcaster Hall of Fame? It's my best chance.
There you go.
But
Just a bit outside.
Imagine being a Hall of Famer, then be like, yeah, I retire from this.
Yeah, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah. Like I'm
I'd
good.
be the first that job. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine turning down the Hall of Fame? Like if they showed up and they were like, "Hey, we want to induct you," and you're like, "No."
Someone's had to have done it.
I mean, there's lots of money, like just passive money involved. So I don't think so.
In being in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, there is.
Oh,
like you get like merch, like you get included in things all the time. You just get paid royalties.
Oh,
so
I still think about that helmet I lost on that show I did. One Up for the Win. There was a helmet. It was signed by like a bunch of NFL Hall of Famers.
Brutal.
And I didn't win it, and I was so sad.
Yeah, you could have retired, dude.
Yeah, I lost by one question. It was crazy. Anywho,
what was the question?
Yeah, what was the question?
It was like, why did this? And for some reason, I think my adrenaline was just pumping. I didn't recognize why. What was this famous long snapper known for cutting before each game? And it was like his grass, his nails, his this or whatever. And I said grass. And it was his nails.
That was his nails.
Long snapper. So he cuts his nails.
But I could see why you went in grass, because you're like nails. It's a little too on the head, right?
Yeah, like it's more ritualistic, but nails does kind of make anyway.
Like
so
if
I lost it by one question.
If they're like asking that question, it almost feels special in nature,
right? It's like, are they asking me this because it's real or because they're trying to throw me off? Yeah, it was a mind F.
Trivia, man. Trivia games.
Digress. Trevor, heard you had a rough day, dude. What happened?
Rough day? You know? Not rough day, just long day. Let's go with long weekend. All right.
Long weekend.
So, we are recording here on a Sunday. Usually it's Thursday, but we have to be flexible. We got children involved these days. Even though I don't think it was children this time. But it usually is. And it will be for me too. Speaking of that, Saturday we did a birthing class for those prospective mothers and fathers out there.
Yeah,
it's when you go to a place and a lady tells you what it's going to be like for 9 hours. And it was really long, but it was actually very, very helpful. I'm glad we did it. And sometimes you spread these things out. We decided to do it all in one day, which I'm now happy we did, but at the time I was like, why didn't we just spread this out? And then today I woke up at 6 a.m., ran to the grocery store to pick up stuff for a baby shower we were doing for our friends at our house today. I had to get up early because I had the radio from 10 to 1 and the baby shower was at 1. And then we have this pod. So, and I like baked cookies this morning. So I went to the grocery store. They didn't have there's no basil, which is infuriating. So I had to drive to the other grocery store in our neighborhood, which is
they just don't have basil.
They were just out.
Fresh basil.
Yeah, so it's not a big, huge grocery store, so like they had the one, option, and it was gone. And then I went to the other one, and the two main options were gone for that. I was like, "What is happening? What is everyone doing with basil?" But then they had it backup, so I got some more at the other grocery store. So I had to go to 2 grocery stores at 6 in the morning. Got home by about 7. Baked chocolate chip cookies for the people coming because it's their favorite dessert. I'm like, I'll do a dessert for you. So made that for them. Yeah. Went upstairs at 9, got ready for the show today, which was baseball. So I had to catch up on all the stuff I missed during the birthing class. So I got all going there, and then went live on the radio for 3 hours, straight into a baby shower and hosting for 4 hours, and now we're here.
We're talking. Yay.
We're talking, but we're talking about something fun and easy, and we're just chill.
True.
So
yeah,
it's good to see you guys. It's worth it. I enjoy hanging out and talking to you guys. So
thanks, man.
I'm just tired. What are you guys up to? Like, what do you do today? How's your weekend?
Yeah. At PM, I can't think of it. How's my weekend?
Oh,
you go. I know where I did, but go on.
Yeah, I mean, today's been pretty hectic too. I woke up at 6 and went on a walk to Starbucks, and then charged my Tesla at 7, and went to breakfast, and then went to go view a new gym membership, and then went to go cherry picking, then came back and watched this movie, then cleaned the house, and now we're here. And I've been playing. Yes, sorry, berry picking, not cherry picking. I should say berry picking.
I saw strawberries on your story.
Yeah. It was fun. It was good. It was a lot of good berries. They're washed and sitting in the fridge. And when House of Dragons comes out tonight in, I guess, 45 minutes, we'll watch that with a bowl of ice cream. So I'm excited about that. But I have been absolutely obsessed. Not to make this an obsessed show, but the new Fortnite mode has pulled me back in.
Okay, look, don't just give me like very synopsis. What is it like condensed? What am I looking at?
What's the COD game that's like the smaller island?
Rebirth.
Yeah, it's Rebirth pretty much. But what they did was they brought back the OG map, and they brought back the OG graphics and the OG guns.
Graphics?
Yeah, graphics too. So it's the same lighting and shading as the OG one, and it's all the old weapon pools, and you get some new ones here and there. But it's a really fast-paced 40-person lobby. You can die and respawn as long as your team is still alive, up until a certain point where reboots are no longer allowed. But it's like super high action. You don't really need to be afraid to push anybody, because if you die, you'll just hopefully come back in 20 seconds, right? Okay. So it's just a lot of fun. Like, I love Fortnite. It's the game I play religiously pretty much, but I will say these last few chapters have been pretty bad. And it's Fortnite is chapter 1 to its core, right? Like when it's all said and done, people are gonna like remember Fortnite for the OG pump and the beginning build stages and tilted towers, right? Like no one cares about what's going on right now with the current season. And I think they understand that, because yesterday this game mode came out and they had a 1.2 million players like 30 minutes after it came out. So it's hopefully it stays around. Hopefully they don't do one of those things that it comes in and then they yoink it, because they're like, oh yeah, like now you have to stay, like play something else, right?
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun, and I'm just glad that they finally have realized that people want to play the OG map in some capacity, even if it's a small condensed one. So
yeah, maybe they keep that evergreen. That'd be really good. Just keep it around all the time.
They should, but they won't probably.
They won't. No, they won't. That's how they get you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Respect. I actually also went strawberry picking this weekend. I went yesterday.
Nice.
Yeah. It's the thing. It's what you do. We're very old. Also, speaking of old, I turned 34 in 3 days.
Oh my God.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. 34, very uneventful year. Of the years. After 30, I feel like you stop really keeping track. You know what I mean? It's kind of like,
yeah, I just turned 32 and I forgot I turned 32.
Right? Someone asked me how old I was going to be. I had to actually think about it. Like, what?
You had to count, like, all right, born in 1990 blank minus blank is.
Yeah, I'm
like, I guess I'm this old.
I think math tells me I'm turning 34. So turning 34. What strawberry picking? I realized something about myself that I don't do well. And Tirza has, had to bear the brunt of this. I don't do well with last minute changes to plans.
Yes.
I don't know if that's like generally maybe more of a guy thing than a gal. I don't know. But like, I just don't do well. Like if I know, Tirza said this once. She said, I was going to ask you tomorrow morning if you wanted to go to a thing that day. I'm like, no. You're asking me now the day before, which is how long my brain needs to transition to what we're doing tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, don't tell me
because I
the morning
inevitably
of.
don't actually want to go.
Exactly. So unless you're like, we're gonna go to Disney World, like I don't probably want to go. And I
But
think
even
I saw
then,
yeah, exactly. I may have even said this before on the pod, but some meme was like, I paid all this money for this house. I want to live in it. You know what I mean? Like I want to be here all the time. I like my house. I like being in it. Going outside of it is like I didn't pay for anything outside. I paid for this house. So I like being home. But anyway, so plans changed last minute yesterday. And when plans change last minute and you have 2 kids, my stress level was just incredibly high.
yeah.
So it's a lot. But I will say my son is hilarious and he makes me laugh. So had a good time just watching him see chickens. You know, just him seeing chickens. It's like the craziest thing he's ever seen in his life. He saw a goat and lost it. You know, he's like, freaking goat? Like, can I go in there? Can I touch that? What is that?
Let me
It
pet
is
that
great.
dog. Is that
Yeah.
like that situation?
He's like, he doesn't understand like physics, obviously. So he's like, me hold that? I hold that? I'm like, it's a goat, bud. It weighs like 100 pounds. Like, you can't hold a goat. You know what I mean? Anyway, so went strawberry picking as well. But it was a good weekend overall. I enjoyed the strawberry picking. They're delicious. We also have them in our fridge. I didn't think to put them on ice cream. That's a great idea.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a great. I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like blend them and put
I
them
don't know.
in there.
Maybe make some jam.
Oh,
She was like-
some jam.
It's way easier than you think it is. I just want you to know that.
It
It's
sounds
way easier.
difficult.
It probably is. My
Literally,
wife was like, we should.
shit tons of sugar, like the most sugar you've ever seen. And you're like, what the shit? And then it's like a cornstarch. That's it.
And that's it. Yeah, done.
Dang. Okay.
My wife was like, what if we make these smoothies? And I was like, wouldn't that kind of defeat the purpose of like eating the berry?
Yeah.
Like-
if you like blend it, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, that's
You
why
lose
I'm
the
like, ice
fiber.
cream is good because you still get like the feeling of eating the berry, right?
Yeah, that's
And
true.
yeah, that texture
Oh, fair enough.
matters.
All right,
Speaking
maybe
of
I'll keep 'em.
goats, but not really goats. Trevor, you'll like this. I actually downloaded my own large language model for Llama, which is Meta's large
Pardon?
language models. I know, right? It's kind of
In
garbage,
English,
but
please.
essentially, I have my own AI large language model locally on my computer that is not tapped into any other data. No one else can take it, and I can do whatever I want with it and fine tune it. So I actually did that this past week, was set that entire thing up.
Ooh, that's fun.
What's
So-
large language model mean?
That's like Chat GPT.
That's AI.
Oh, okay. It's just
Yeah.
okay.
Large language models and multimodal models are basically photo, video, text, but large language is really just text.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, and then
Fair
Llama 3 is Facebook's or Meta's open source AI bot,
Mhm.
and you can install it with like 2 commands on your computer, then essentially open up a terminal and just ask it a bunch of questions as if it was ChatGPT.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, and you can fine tune it to like comb through your data and like comb through your personal whatever, and basically be like, hey, where can I find this, this, and this, or like, what does this mean on my computer, and it'll like tell you about it.
That's pretty neat. Okay.
Yeah, so did that.
Very cool.
Dang. That's
Nice.
cool. I want to know about
nerd.
that later.
Yeah.
You were talking about berry picking with the kids, and we had lunch yesterday, and there was like a little boy sitting across from us, and I just was like eye contact and making him smile, and I'm like, it's happening. And I saw
Yeah,
this
dude.
post
Yeah.
on Instagram. It's so funny. I was about to read it to you because I thought it was funny, and I looked down, and Paul, you've actually liked this already, so you probably saw it too.
Did I?
But Pete, you'll enjoy it. I want to set the record straight. That says, I want to set the record straight. Having kids hasn't stopped us from doing what we did before. We still do the same stuff. It's just ruined now.
That's what I've heard.
Yep.
I said that exact thing to Tears because she was like, "Oh, what's this gonna be?" Instead of like the nice music or whatever. It's just ruined now.
Yeah, and it's like the dad with the piggyback, and it's 2 little girls, and they're like walking. It's like a nice moment, and it just says that own text
Dude.
over the top of it.
I saw that
is-
right after we got back from strawberry picking.
Yeah,
We do all the same
So
things we used to
funny.
do. It's just ruined now.
we do everything the same. It's just not as fun.
That's so funny.
Oh,
gosh,
good
I love
times.
Get ready for a whole new world of parent reels on Instagram.
Oh, it's already like I posted.
Yeah,
we're
that's where
pregnant.
we live.
It's already happened.
Yep.
Oh, it just automatically
yeah.
the algorithm was like, got it.
Literally, next
Yep.
thing is like a dude speed breaking down and unpacking his stroller.
Oh yeah.
So
Your
I'm
new
in.
hobby is going to
Dude,
be
I can't
every
wait.
tech dad gadget you can get.
Oh, God,
yeah.
You're going to be that dad. It's
God.
like, yeah, I bought this like Hyper Crib 3000. Like it's the the pro version, and
Dude.
it does this and this, and like
It
massages
brings
the
my
baby.
kid to me in the morning.
Yeah.
It's like, I swear it's a bell curve though, because like I had that same exact thing, and then I don't know, maybe less than a year into having Ezra, I'm like, half of this stuff doesn't work, dude. Like it's just not doing what I need. Or my kid doesn't work with my kid, so it's useless now.
Yeah.
I
So
feel
it's
like
like I spent all this money.
Were you guys? Did you guys have siblings?
Yeah, much older.
3.
Yeah, so I was the oldest of 3, and I think when I was growing up, it was very like, oh, we need to have this, we need to do this, so on and so forth. And then the youngest one was like, yeah, just like let them sleep on the floor, who cares, right? Like just like at that point, they're like, yeah, no, none of that stuff worked before. Fuck it, put them on the couch, let them fall asleep, call it a day, right?
Yeah.
And
Put some
so
pillows
yeah,
I
make sure they
was
don't
that
roll off,
youngest
I guess.
one. So
yeah.
I remember that. I wonder if people at home right now listening are like, did Pete just ask his 2 co-hosts that he's had a podcast for 3 years whether or not they had siblings?
Yeah, I know that we've talked about it, but like I can't tell because Paul, you talk about like your relationship with Tim, and I just don't know if there was like an actual sibling thing in there, Like okay, like I have 2 blood brothers and I have 3 adopted brothers. So like
Did you actually do the thing where you prick your hand and you like handshake?
What do you mean?
You said blood brothers.
Blood brothers.
Oh yeah, no, we took a needle, poked it out, and then did the handshake, spit in it too, and
man,
we went
summer
hot
camp?
Tua into the hand, and then
Spit on that thing.
spit on that thing, and then we shook hands. God, we are millennials. This is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we're gonna ruin this joke.
I didn't see that coming.
Oh, that's good. It's good.
No, I can never keep track of people's families. I can't even remember people's names when I meet them. So it's tough.
That's fine. No, it's good.
The other day, I spaced my dad's middle name for like 3 seconds, and I felt awful.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like talking to my mom too. I was like, it's Lee. He's like, yes. I was like, I'm like, then again, my mom's like, Brooke, I mean Aaron, I mean Jordan, I mean Trevor. Like that, she says everyone but me.
Yeah,
so
dude, I've called my daughter Amelia Olivia. I don't know how many times, dude. But like in my defense, she's only been named Amelia because I decided it 2 months ago. You know what I mean? So it's not like I have this long history with her. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
It's like saying fiance and wife and changing. It's like sometimes you slip. All right,
totally.
You guys want to get in the movie?
Let's talk about the movie. Dude.
Talk about the movie. I had the movie this week. We're gonna do it. I'm gonna take the reins here, but it's our first sports movie. First sports movie. Is that our first sports movie?
No,
Friday Night
it
Lights.
is not Friday Night Lights.
It's our first baseball movie.
What in the world?
Take me out of the movie. We watched. That is royalty free. I made sure. We watched Major League.
That reminds me, Paul. I'm so sorry that you got DMCA striked.
Oh yeah, it's fine.
I feel so bad.
It's fine. We're good. Anyway, go on, Trevor.
Anyway, Major League. Major League is one of my favorite baseball movies ever. Actually, it's one of the best ones. It's probably the best comedy. It is better than Benchwarmers. Shut up if you guys think that. Okay.
Oh, come on.
But that's an objectively terrible. It's good, but it's bad. Major League, 1989. Me and the movie are the same age. It's just a special place in my heart. Charlie Sheen, the guy from the Allstate commercials that I don't know his name. Wesley Snipes again, young Wesley Snipes, and then a couple other guys that were like kind of movie stars at this time, but I've never seen them in anything else.
Dennis Haysbert, by the way.
Ooh, yeah, Dennis Haysbert. Yeah,
Pedro
Serrano. Which once you realize that he's the Allstate commercial guy, you're like, oh,
yeah,
it's a little jarring. It's a little bit jarring.
Are you in good hands?
Came out in 1989. Made $75 million on an $11 million budget. Nice.
Yeah.
1/10 of an industry group, but it was also made like 11 years earlier. So we'll give it a pass.
Yeah, true.
Director, someone you've never heard of, David S. Ward. I mean, you might have heard of him. I don't know what else made, but we got Tom Berenger is Jake Taylor, who is, I guess, the main character, I would say.
Yeah, probably. He's the main character.
We don't know why, but he is. We have Rick Wild Thing Vaughn, Charlie Sheen, Corbin Burnson, Roger Dorn, awesome. Margaret Whitten, Rachel Phelps, she's in some stuff. Like her. James Gammon, Lou Brown, but the best guy is probably Wesley Snipes is awesome. Is Willie Mays Hayes, which rest in peace, Willie Mays just passed away a couple days ago.
That's right.
So this is a little bit timing wise relevant, I guess. And then we got Bob Uecker in the booth. And by the way, Bob Uecker, Paul, you know who Bob Uecker is. Yeah, and he's currently still the radio guy for the Brewers.
Is he really still?
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Actually.
He is awesome. Like he is all over the place, but he is awesome. So he's still doing it, still telling those stories. He sounds the same. I don't know if he drinks as much as his character does, but it's good. So it holds up. It's a great movie, and I'm excited to talk about it because there's a bunch of stuff in here that like is interesting from is it real or is not? Because a lot of stuff's super accurate and it's kind of crazy.
Huh.
And I can't wait to share some of that stuff. But first, we got to guess the ratings. And this one's. I don't know if this one's going to be the easiest to guess. I'll be honest. There was a little surprise in here for me. So, who wants to go first? PM, you want to go first?
Yeah.
Let's do you first.
IMDb, I'm going to go. Oh, this is tough. I'm going to go 82.
8.2. Got it.
Wait, what?
IMDb is out of 10.
No, sorry, I meant Rotten Tomatoes. Excuse me.
Rotten Tomatoes, got it.
Rotten
okay,
Tomatoes.
82 and Rotten Tomatoes.
Yes.
Got it.
IMDb,
Okay.
I'm going to go 7.
Okay.
And Letterboxd, I'm going to go 3. So kind of a neutral, but Rotten Tomatoes has the fan score higher, and so I think that balances the average.
He's learning.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go 74 Rotten Tomatoes. I'm gonna go 6.8 IMDb. Letterboxd. Letterboxd is probably a 3.8. I think people loved it on Letterboxd.
Solid guesses there. Rotten Tomatoes averages an 83.5. It's 83 critics, 84 audience.
Oh wow!
Which
Okay.
you were right. Rotten Tomatoes, they love it. It's heavily influenced by audience. I feel like that is a Rotten Tomatoes MO. IMDb was a 7.2, pretty solid. It's a good flick.
Okay.
All right, yeah.
And Letterboxd was a 3.5, which is pretty good.
I mean, I just blew that out of the water.
You did really well. Letterboxd is interesting too with movies that are like comedies from like the 80s and 90s. It's mixed. It's a mixed bag. Like it's just younger people generally that use that website.
Is it? Oh, I thought it was the older folk.
Letterboxd?
I thought it was our people.
I mean, it's our people, but I'm just saying, like we it's not like we were. I was born when this movie came out. It's not like it was new.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
it was old when I saw it the first time. Probably
it was old when I saw it. Yeah.
So, the people who saw it like in theaters and shit, they're not on Letterboxd. So
you're right.
But the intro, the movie opens with a beautiful montage of Cleveland.
Boy,
which super inaccurate because I've never seen close to that many people on the streets there. Never.
Can I just say before we continue, do you guys remember the first baseball scene in the opening scene?
Yeah.
Where they're showing the guys in the street. Did you see what the shortstop did?
No.
The ball rolls to him, and the guy's barely running to first base, right? Like, this is an easy out.
Oh, and he
picks it up, and then I don't know what they do in baseball, but like he pulls it out of his glove, puts it back in like 10 times while walking forward, and then the guy goes safe, and then he throws it. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? I had to rewind to watch it to be like, what are you doing, dude? Like, it was
on,
so
the top
bad.
of a hill, And he
Yeah, it was
overthrows home
terrible.
plate, and the kid just takes off running after it, and I just had PTSD. I was like, that ball is never stopping.
They had a catcher, and then they had a kid behind the catcher to make sure when the catcher messes up that he could catch it.
Exactly.
Yeah, those kids. And they're playing like on a cobbled street, like the worst possible baseball street.
Oh my
But
god.
they're just having fun. They're kids.
Yeah, stick ball.
Summer.
Summer in
50s.
Ohio. Yeah.
When
post-war era. Come on.
When industry was booming in Cleveland. And here we are 35 years later, and
Yeah, exactly.
So Vivian Ward for the opening, and maybe we say then we go to the conference room where we meet the owner, and she explains what she is going for the team that year. How do we feel about this opening?
Yeah. I think that it's a good opening. Again, it tells us exactly what we're getting into. We see some awful shots of Cleveland, so we know how crappy that city is. Shots fired at anyone from Cleveland.
Sorry, Cleveland, but you guys know.
You guys get it. You guys
You're
are
aware
of the reputation. You know what I mean? Apparently Cleveland very clean. I've been told.
It is clean.
But
that's true.
It's
But
yeah,
no one
it just
anywhere,
has
so
that
that's
like
probably why.
yeah. It has that 80s B-roll that like it's like B-roll was invented in the 80s because they're like, we got to use the heck out of this, like establishing shot. So it has a lot of that, and it just is like it always feels like it's right before winter, even though it's like not.
Yeah.
It always you know what I mean? It's like it's not quite. It's fall is done, but winter hasn't begun yet. It's just like things are bare. It just has that feeling all the time. I think of like Uncle Buck. That kind of movie feeling, right? So anyway, but I digress. It was good. I would give this like probably like a 7. This is really solid. Yeah, maybe even like a 7.5, almost an 8. It's
nice.
Yeah, I think it's solid. Good opening.
Yeah,
it's no spinning in my car with the orange soda, but it's
I mean, come on,
good.
that's top tier. I love now rewatching all these old movies because I just had this theory that every movie made before 2003 had a pre-scene credit roll of everybody that was involved in the video.
Yes.
Like just pay attention to that. When you watch a modern movie now, they go right into the movie, right? There's no like this was the director and this is the lead actor, right? But then if you watch every movie like pre-2003, it's like, here's the hair and makeup person, here's the sound guy. Like, let's intro them in for 30 minutes. And you're like, dude, what is going on, right?
Yeah, so it's like if we're watching Cheers. It's like a sitcom.
No, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's almost like when that happens, like that's your time to like go get the popcorn or food or whatever. Like that's what that time feels.
I guess,
for.
I guess maybe it was way more theater oriented back then. Like if you're just strolling in, right? Because previews probably weren't as long.
They probably had way less trailers. Yeah,
and they probably just ushered you in, and you were probably in line doing something. So yeah, that's completely fair. But I just love now seeing that when we watch these old movies. I'm like, all right, I got like 45 minutes to burn here, because this is gonna take forever. So no, this intro was mid. Like 5 out of 10. I don't really care for it. It just is whatever.
At least there was no narration, right?
Yeah, there was no narration. I think the newspaper thing was so like hilariously old. Like, let's give you a flashback of the Cleveland Indians and how terrible they've been. You know, it kind of felt weird watching this, knowing what they just went through recently with the name change too, right?
Yeah,
like it felt kind of weird to see all the and we'll get into this, but like right off the bat when they were like Cleveland Indians, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right that they were named this, and so that was kind of weird.
Yeah. I gave it like a 6.5, and there is they established the type of comedy well with the one line when she's like, this is the list of the players I want this year, and the guy's like, these guys are all washed up because these guys never had a prime, and then the guy's, I'm pretty sure this guy's dead, and she goes, and take him off the list. Like I was like, and here we are. This is gonna be. I'm pretty sure this guy's dead. That's just so exactly. That probably happened. That's probably happened.
Yeah, that's probably
where
happened.
someone was invited in spring training. They didn't know the guy died.
Or the
and
internet,
that's how it worked in the 80s. Like they just were like, who can play? Like, we don't know. Like, they just call the guy they know and see. Have you seen anyone recently? And so it's actually more accurate than you would think.
Did not know that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, 89. There's a lot of things in here that are interesting. You're like, man, that would suck if that was real, and it was. Which kind of, that's one of my favorite scenes. But there's a couple scenes in this movie that are by far my favorite, and one is like huge. Like it's kind of a formative scene, and that's Wild Thing when he's running out in the pennant game. By the way, this whole movie is premised around winning the pennant, right?
Yeah.
This was before divisions existed.
Yeah.
Oh, I
so
didn't fully
they're
realize
trying
that.
to win the American League pennant, but there's also a National League pennant. So like they're just trying to win the league. If they won and then they went to World Series, we don't even see the World Series.
Oh yeah, they don't care.
They don't even care. It's just about
it's
winning
not
the
about the World
pennant.
Series.
So
The pennant,
it was a
yeah.
big deal, and like only the top top four. I don't even know if there was a playoff. I just think the top two teams played. It was just the pennant game, and then the other one, and then the World Series. That was it. And then divisional play happened in the 90s. So it's like kind of interesting. People don't know that. They're like, "What's the pennant?" I'm like, the pennant is winning the league series, which is the second to last series now in the playoffs, which is interesting. But
So it's like the ALCS or the NLCS.
yeah, it's the ALCS and NLCS. That's what it is now. And then my other one was everyone arriving at spring training, so meeting all the characters, and how they arrived. So like I remember established like getting very clearly who each guy was and what their deal was based on what they arrived in.
Really?
Yeah, I remember being like, oh, okay, so Jake Taylor is in a cab. He's just like the salty vet guy, and then we got Charlie Sheen comes with everything's in a trash bag, and he's hitchhiking on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
And then Dorn shows up in a Rolls, and Serrano is the most Cuban voodoo dude ever, which was a little, but great character. So I loved that scene too. And the guy's like, "Oh, who are these guys?" He's like, "Is this guy good?" And he's like, "He was good. He's not good anymore." And all the coaches just watching him walk in, because that's real. Like everyone just shows up one day. Like that's how. Not like they're not standing out there looking at you. But like you just drive to the field, show, and then it's the season.
Yeah,
that's true.
Hey guys,
yeah.
Ready to hang out for the next 6 months?
You driving to I remember leaving a game with you at Mets. You just after the game, you're just like, all right, I'll see you at home. I was like, oh yeah, you just drive to your car, or you walk to your car and you drive home.
Yeah,
like
this is a normal job. I don't know. People think like we teleport there or something.
Yeah, I don't know how I thought you would go and
or like
leave,
there was a shuttle.
Yeah. All right, I'm just gonna drop my wings and fly home. Like, all right, see you later. All right. It was very surreal.
But PM watched this for the first time, by the way.
Oh yes.
Oh wow.
First time.
What's your favorite scene then? Why wouldn't this can be interesting.
I mean, it's going to sound corny, but I do think the scene with Willie Mays Hayes stealing second and third with the bunt is pretty good. Just because that's that's such a 90s sports ending, right? Like they're calling the signal with their hands, and like it makes no sense, but like the looks in their face are like, oh, like
something's
this is
gonna happen,
big, right? Like something's gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
Like I think that was a great scene. The bunk bed scenes were great. Like I love when they randomly pulled off his bunk and put it on the top, and then he goes out and runs fast as everybody else in PJs.
Also, who are those cops?
Yeah, he just randomly showed up.
There's 4 cops. We're cops.
That's true.
Like no one else wakes up. And also, I love that it's a professional league, and they're sleeping on like army bunk beds, right?
Yeah.
I just thought that was hilarious. But again, that's probably what it was back then, right? Like that's probably how it went. So, very, very time accurate. But I mean, I don't like it. Just felt like a movie that really relied on that final scene of him crossing home plate to be the best scene. Everything else just kind of led up to that. None of like the home personal life stuff really mattered to me. Yeah,
sure. Yeah.
I did think it was very creepy that what's his name would just like randomly appear in this woman's home without like locked doors. Jack Taylor, right? Like he would just
Taylor,
show up.
Jake.
Yeah,
Jake
yeah,
Taylor,
Jay,
yeah.
yeah,
Jack
Jake
would be
Taylor.
an evil guy. Jake's nice.
No, but like
Yeah,
she goes to her apartment after she goes to the game, and he like tracks her down in like a bullpen cart, right? And he hasn't showered; he's still in the outfit, and she gets in the condo, closes the door, and then she's on the couch just chilling, and then you just hear him go, "So why'd you show up to the game?" I would have freaked out. Like, I'm sorry, I would have freaked out if someone just walked into my door and I didn't know that, right? But she was just like, "Oh, I don't know." Like, I just like, come on, like really. That kind of thing, and then like showing up to the lawyer's apartment, not realizing the condo's like front door is the elevator, like that whole thing. Yeah, I don't know, that felt kind of weird. So all that to say, all of the personal home life stuff felt stupid. All of the sports related stuff felt really fun.
Yeah, I was like, dude, leave her like. I'm like, the lawyer's like, you're just gonna swoop in after you cheat, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not on your side.
Yeah.
I'm not on your side at all. And also, I had a problem with this. The lawyers over there, like, oh yeah, well, you're not on a good major league team. I'm like, shut the hell up. He's a professional athlete. You're a dork. All right.
Yeah. And then
he's
he
way
asks,
cooler
like,
than you. I'd stop acting like you're cooler. He's way cooler than you.
And then he asks, like, what are you going to do after your career? And he's like, I don't know. I'll figure it out. And he's like, are you sure? Like, he kind of like questions him. Yeah. Hoity-toity.
No shot.
Yeah.
No shot.
I gotta feel like my favorite scenes were anytime Bob Uecker was on the screen.
Yes.
To be honest, I thought, but 'cause I agree. I think that the stuff that I remember from the movie previously were all the baseball things. I didn't really remember like the interpersonal, like home life stuff. That didn't really matter to me either. But I would say, I think one of my favorite scenes, because I really did like Pedro Serrano's character. I mean, I thought he acted it really well, or Dennis Haysbert's character anyway. Or when him and what's the older pitcher's name?
Oh God, Harris.
Yeah, Harris.
Harris is awesome.
Yes, Eddie Harris. Yes, he's fantastic. I have questions about him, but anyway, with pitching. But when they interact, I just think it's fantastic. He's like, why don't you love Jesus Christ? Get rid of all this ridiculous stuff here. And it's like, I like Jesus Christ. I need to hit a curveball. And that leads to one of my favorite quotes. Like, you're saying Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball?
It's so good.
And then Jake Taylor's like, come on, Harris, don't start a holy war. Like,
yeah.
And that's just so like, guys, can we not? You know what I mean? In the clubhouse, it's 100%. As soon as guys start doing that stuff, you're like, no. Do it on your own time.
Christ couldn't hit a curveball.
Oh God,
just his level of offense was great. It's tough to have like a favorite scene because there's so many like miniature one-liners that are good from so many different scenes. But I don't know. I just remember that part being particular. He like gives the I can't remember the idol's name, rum and cigar. Give him rum. Jobu. That's right.
Jobu. Yeah.
Gives him rum and cigar.
I remember there was actually one scene I did like, and Trevor, I feel like you would like this one, was when Charlie Sheen's character struck him out on 3 straight heaters, right? And he turned down like every single pitch to go to 1, and then Jack Taylor behind the plate was like, oh yeah, let's switch it up here. We can't do the same thing. And then he points 1 again, right? Like, because he knows he wants that. And so I feel like you watched that and you were like, yeah, I know that feeling. But for me watching that, I was like, yeah, that's badass.
I'm not. Like, that's cool. That's the formative time. Like him running out and then him doing that was like, I'm not kidding. I literally channeled it in real life. Like I wasn't thinking of it specifically, but I'm like, I know this feeling because I've played that part of that movie. Like that's the first time I felt it.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So like I was. That's why I love like closer walkouts, and that's why I love like that whole thing, because it's a show, and it's you're the star of the show at that time, and you should take advantage of it. And him like turning around with his glasses on and like slapping his glove, I'm like, yes, I'm gonna do that one day, and I did. It was awesome. So
you did do it, yeah, exactly.
I love the Wild Thing scene. God damn, it's so cool, so good.
I had the much obviously smaller than that in high school and college pitching, but. Like that was my thing, is I closed and I only threw heat because I wasn't very good at anything else. So like I also kind of related with that. And whenever I went out, the certain catcher, if I did close and this catcher stayed in, because like with high school and college, you have to like switch out. You can only play so many games and whatever. Um, my one buddy, his name was Mike O'Donnell, and Mike O'Donnell was this like string bean catcher, but he would talk so much shit to the batters. It
Love
was
that.
great. And so he would do the almost the exact same thing with like just giving me the one every time. And he would like flickle his fingers a little bit, like, "Ooh, what's it gonna be?" And then one every time. It was just so like watching that again was also like, take me back. Like that was a lot of fun. Just striking
If
kids
I
out with
played
that.
baseball and I was a catcher, I would do that.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, you just
Yeah.
you just mess with them.
you just mess with 'em.
Absolutely. Oh, sorry, man. I don't think this one's got the distance.
Most
Yeah.
of the
What just that
conversations
popped up?
now aren't with, at least the big leagues. It's not with the pitcher or the like. You don't talk directly to the batter like that, like talk shit. But you like the umpire is like, catchers and umpires sometimes like, he passive aggressive, like, come on, bro, what are you looking at? Like, but not looking at
Yeah.
him. And that happens more often than anything. I think.
Really?
Yeah. More
Like
shit
what was
talk
that
to
guy
umpires.
swinging at, ump? Like that kind of
What the
a
hell was that? Yeah, like they want you to overhear him or whatever. But yeah, the direct shit talk like that like isn't, people don't like take it anymore. You know what I mean? They just like they get mad about it.
Oh.
So it's something. It wasn't always ever really at that level either, but it was something. But it was part of the gamesmanship, right? You were
Oh yeah. It's the
you were out
mental
there.
game.
Yeah, you were out there
Yeah.
Mental game.
stealing strikes too because the umpire liked you more, and like then the guy
Yeah,
was
yeah.
getting mad at both of you, and you both were like, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like that was kind of how it was played, but which I mean was good and also completely objective. So or subjective,
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, no, I
So
know what you meant.
like you can't have a game like that, I guess. So it's probably going to change, but it's still fun to think back.
Exactly.
I think so. We've already said a bunch of quotes, but I think for this
Yeah.
this one, because there's so many like there's quotes from this movie that I said every single day for my entire career
Really?
at some point, every single time. And so I thought it'd be cool, maybe go around and we'll do one and then go to the next person to go around the circle, so we don't like steal them because there's like so many good ones.
Oh yeah. Okay,
Yep.
fair enough.
We should probably do this for every movie, but I'm gonna start with one.
Okay.
I'm gonna steal probably one of the popular ones first,
Mhm.
and that's when Rick Vaughn throws his first outing, and he doesn't hit the bull or he didn't hit the mascot this time, but he just throws a fastball and Taylor dives out for it, and he's like, just a bit outside. Oh God,
It's the
Uecker.
way Bob Uecker sells it too, like his jaw, like
He's so good. Just a bit outside. Tried the corner and missed. Like every time there was a terrible pitch, I'd be like, tried the corner and missed.
Tried the corner. That one's iconic. That one's really good.
Paul, you got one?
Yeah, I mean, we already said it, but it set the tone for this 80s movie, and this is in the beginning at the mortar being, and the guy's like, this guy here is dead. Then take him off the list. That back and forth was perfect for me. It's just set the tone for the whole movie. This guy here is dead.
I love that one.
It was good. All right, Pete, you're up.
So mine are actually because the radio show that I listen to in the morning uses Harry Doyle's quotes as like intros, like
Really?
lead-ins back into the show.
Nice.
And so I never knew they were from this movie until I heard it. So the Jesus Christ, like can't hit a curveball one was one of them, and I was like, oh, that's funny. But the one that stuck out the minute I heard it, and I knew it was from this movie the minute I heard Harry Doyle in it, was when he's shuffling the papers and he goes, one hit? That's all we got is one goddamn hit. And then the assistant goes, you can't say goddamn in the air. And he goes, don't worry, no one's listening anyways. And then, like, he goes back and just like, I just love that because at that point in the show, he's put on this whole facade that like everyone's listening to the Cleveland Indians and everybody's in the stadium, right? And he's like, yeah, I don't give a shit.
No one's listening.
He just gives up.
I also liked sorry, we cut out the one from we mentioned with the scene of Rick Vaughn and the end of the pennant, and he throws 3 fastballs, and when it goes to Lou is it Lou Brown, the manager, and who is awesome, by the way. Lou Brown. I love it.
Yeah.
And he goes, forget the curveball, Ricky. Give him the heater. I'm like,
The white walls.
yes. Oh, yeah. He does say that. So I'm like, I love Lou. Lou's the man. Lou says a bunch of stuff, especially when they call him. Like, they call him like, hey, you want to be the manager of the Indians? He's like, oh, I don't know. Like, at the beginning.
I
He's
got
at a
another guy in the
tire
line
shop.
for drywall or something. Yeah.
Yeah, like for white walls. He's like, hey, another guy in the wall.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then he just takes the job. The one that I said every single day, though, like every time a ball was hit, like a pop-up, I'd be like, it's too high. Too high. Every time.
What do you mean it's too high?
Like,
you mean it's too far, too far.
He hit it too high. He's like, too high. What are you, stupid? Too high.
I just love that because it's like that's a true fan interaction of like one fan thinking everything's fine and the other one being like, are you dumb? Do you not see how stupid this is?
Like, we're so bad. They got the one optimistic friend.
Yeah.
Like, we got this, guys. We're going to come back. We're down 9-0. Like, what was another Bob Uecker one? Oh, I said it to PM when we got in.
Oh, what?
He said, he goes, so if you guys have been paying, or if you guys at home have been paying attention, and it's obvious that you haven't, judging by the number of people in the stands, but the Indians are won a couple games here and there and are in danger of getting out of the cellar.
Yeah, he said, in case you haven't noticed, judging by the attendance, you haven't. The Indians have managed to win a few here and there and are threatening to climb out of the cellar. So good.
What a good one.
Oh, yeah.
You guys got more?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I got a couple more, but
hit us.
All right. I mean, we said this one already. This one was really good, but I'll just say it honorable mention. You saying Jesus Christ couldn't hit a curveball? So I think that's the funniest. I just love that so much. That idea. And then when he's what's his name? The main character who's like not really our favorite.
Jack Taylor.
Jake
Taylor.
Jake.
That
Jake
old lady's
Taylor?
asking like, "Oh, you play for the Indians here?" Like, "Oh, they still have a team?" He's like, "Yeah, we got uniforms and everything."
It's so good.
Just belittling an old lady. Love it.
Yeah. I also love like a little trope to his character. Everyone's drinking champagne and they just give him a cold beer in a glass, right? Because he's this like haggard baseball player.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's a blue collar baseball player.
Yeah, very blue collar. Yeah, that's right.
Oh my God.
Yeah, two of them. One is from Lou Brown, and it's something that I remember from a lot of my coaches in basketball too, where essentially when you would do something nice that wasn't intended and then showboat, and they kind of tell you good shit but don't do it again.
Yeah.
Like I could hear that. So like Willie Mays Hayes makes the basket catch right at the beginning and like celebrates. Lou Brown just goes, "Nice catch, Hayes. Don't fucking do it again." Right? And like I could hear like a coach, me like shooting a three, fading away in a corner, hitting it, and him going crazy. Go, cool. Don't fucking do that again. Pass the ball next time, right? Like I can hear that in my head.
Yeah.
So that was spot on. And then another one was the announcer when he said like the diehard fan night was coming to the stadium and there's free admission to anyone who was actually alive the last time they want to pen it. I was like, that was so good because like there's announcers who I feel like have come from this movie that take that style and kind of run with that joke, and I feel like that was a good one.
It feels like to be honest, I like a modern day one who like is more of a network broadcast guy, not like a radio guy, is Joe Buck. I feel like Joe Buck is very sarcastic.
Yeah.
In how he announces certain things. I could see him saying that 100%. And like, not that I don't know. I mean, Trevor, you probably know this better than I do. I don't think anyone really is ever mad at Joe Buck. I feel like they're just like, yeah, you're probably right, Joe. Like, that sounds about right. I never get mad when he talks like a little bit of shit about Philadelphia. Not that I'm from there or anything. We're just like, no, that's a good point, actually.
Yeah. I think you're right. He's got that. You know? He's got that social contract. That's hard to do.
Yeah, like no one is really mad at him. They're just like, yeah, I get it. Now, if Chris Collinsworth said that, you'd be like, I hate this guy, like or whatever. You know,
I just hate Chris Collinsworth.
He just doesn't have that kind of swagger, I guess.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. I have one more because I love the quotes in this
Mm-hmm.
movie. But when Jake Taylor is taking his like, I don't know, reps at, he's catching the guy throwing the bullpen, and he goes, "Be straight with me." Or Lou comes up and goes, "Be straight with me. Are you healthy? How are the knees holding up? Can you do it?" He's, "Yeah, Skip." He goes, "Are you lying to me?" He goes, "No, why would I bullshit you something about that?" He goes, "You better not be if you want to make this fucking team." Like,
I
I'm
thought he
like,
said you better be bullshitting me if you want to make this team.
or you better not if you want to make this fucking team. That's what he said. Better not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because
okay.
like if you're not good, you're not gonna make it. And
Yeah.
that was just straight up like that is 100. That's like it's who is it? Who's it modeled after? Jim Leland, who was the manager of the Tigers for a long time.
Oh, okay.
He's that type of guy. There's a bunch of famous videos. You should look this up of him and Barry Bonds just getting into it.
Really?
I think when he was on the Pirates. Yeah. He's like, "Don't lie to me." Like he's like very Lou Brown. It's awesome. And he also
There
smoked
was
like
a
900 cigarettes a day, so it made sense.
Oh, yeah.
there was another one that I wanted to ask you about because there was one that I feel like is controversial, but was of course he looks like he's 60, but the other pitcher,
Harris.
I'm blanking on his
Yeah,
name. Yeah,
Harris.
Harris. He had the moment in the locker room with his chest when he had like 7 different substances
What's on
his
your
body.
chest?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, Crisco, like Vagisil, and if I don't use that, I'll just wipe my nose. And he was like, "You put snot in the ball?" like I feel like I don't know how accurate that is, but obviously that was a huge hot. That has been a huge hot topic in baseball, right?
Insanely accurate, especially in the 80s. Guys had like nail
Yeah.
files in their back pocket. There's a famous one where
Dang.
guy's getting checked and he like pulls his pockets out and tries to throw the nail file like off to the side, and they see him do it. Like he had
What's
he
the
had
nail
one-
file do?
like an emery board, so he would like scuff one side of the ball to make it go the other way. Yeah, like wiffle balls almost. Like it's like holes on one side of the ball. That's how it would function. So yeah, guys have been doing this for doctoring the balls forever, and he's like, "I don't have an arm like you got. You'll know. You'll know someday. You'll know." I was like, "You will know. Yeah, you'll dip, dive, and dodge him someday. You won't just throw 100," which is so funny.
Yeah.
He's like throwing in spring training. Like, how hard was that? When he's like 96. They're like, "Whoa!" I'm like, "That's like average now," which is so funny.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
sad.
yes. For now. Yeah.
But he throws 101 in the pennant.
Exactly.
So God, it's just so many quotes. But every day, bullpen or like spring training games, regular season during BP, I'm like, it's too high. It's too high.
It's too.
Do it all of the time to the point where now the young guys are like, I don't even know what that's referring
high.
to, and it makes me sad. But
I mean, we said that in college. It's too high.
too high.
It's too high.
It's too high.
Yeah.
It's just
That's
a
all
really
the
good.
time.
I feel like it was like ad-libbed. It was just like a great.
Yeah, I'm sure it was
a great line, and also the audio's not really like, very good. Like they weren't trying to get him. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's like quiet when he says it, which is weird.
Like background.
But yeah, great scene, great job. Okay, let's talk some characters because there's some obvious ones.
Can I just do one more?
Yeah, do one more.
Okay, I just got one more.
We love quotes. This is just a quote episode.
The reason this quote is good is because I didn't realize it as a kid. I didn't know what it meant, but now as an adult, I'm like, that was good. When that dude comes up, I think it's Haywood, Pete Vukovich, whatever.
I know what you're about to say.
Yeah, he comes up to the plate and he's talking to Jake, and he's like, "How's your wife and my kids?"
So good. Also, they're
shit.
like, how accurate is it? Like back then, their best baseball player for the Yankees was this incredibly out of shape plumber-looking man that just hit nothing but dingers and just put so much tobacco in his mouth that he couldn't help but spit every 2 seconds.
Just constantly spitting. Yes. Yeah. It was such a deep burn, and it was like way over my head as a kid. I had no idea what the heck he was talking about. But I was like, oh, that's weird. Why would he have his wife and those kids? Doesn't make any sense. I thought it was great. Love that one. That's my last quote.
Yeah, but you don't even have Parkman. Parkman's in the second one, Major League 2. You got to watch that too.
I don't know.
Of course, it's the second one,
much, but yeah.
Okay, favorite characters. Let's talk characters. Mine's obviously Euchre. I mean, it's got to be. Like he just drove it. He drove that bus for me.
Oh yeah.
Though I thought Willie Mays Hayes was pretty dang good, man. I thought because this is early Wesley Snipes. This is really early Wesley Snipes.
He turned down a role. I'm told, in Do the Right Thing, Spike Lee, to play
Really?
this role. Yeah.
Damn.
He turned down Do the Right Thing to do this. Pretty crazy.
Man.
I thought anyway. And
Right.
also turns out he's very slow.
Really?
Yeah, Wesley Snipes is not fast. That's why I guess they shot him all in
Oh.
slow motion. All of his sprinting was in slow motion.
It's weird because he's got great form.
Yeah.
He looks like he's
ripped.
moving.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if Harris were running in slow motion, be like, that guy's slow as hell.
Yeah, exactly. But for some reason, because Wesley does it. Damn, that guy's fast. Anyway, I don't.
And then
I would say, oh, you have more?
Then obviously Ricky Bobby. Yeah.
Oh, of course.
He's me though. I just modeled myself after him, but
yeah.
That's
You guys are very similar. You're both rough, definitely from prison.
definitely was found in the California Penal League. Yeah.
Yes.
I also love that he played in Portland too. I thought that was great when I heard that. He was like, "Yeah, where did he come from?" He's like, "Yeah, Portland," and I'm like, "Yeah, he probably played for like the Portland Beavers, which was the AAA team at the time."
Yep.
So yeah, that was a great little callback right there. I love that.
The Beavers.
Oh, the Beavs. I think every sports team in Portland is called the Beavers. I would say my favorite character is probably, Bob Uecker. I guess most of his lines were ad-libbed as well, which also just makes it like that much better. I would say, I don't even know their names, but I like when the two Japanese dudes, whatever, like
the ground crew guys.
Yeah,
they're still shitty.
Dudes. They're still shitty. That's right. Still shitty.
They sing Wild Thing in Japanese too.
Yeah.
That was great.
I thought that was great. So I like those characters. That was cool. Color commentary there. But yeah, probably Bob Uecker and yeah, I don't know. I think I like why do we keep forgetting this dude's name? The old pitcher. Why do I keep forgetting his
Harris.
name? Eddie Harris.
Eddie Harris, yeah.
He was just funny. He's just old, funny. He had like liquids all over his body. Just classic old pitcher. I thought that was funny. I like.
And the one time we see him pitching, he's like, ugh! Like
yeah.
It's like dying.
He is. He's so old.
Yeah.
Loved it.
So old.
Pete, what do you got?
I thought Pedro was great. I thought he was good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pedro Serrano.
It's also funny knowing that he's the Allstate commercial guy. So that was awesome to see.
Turns out he had a career before Allstate. Who would have thought?
Yeah, I don't think Charlie
Sheen.
Sheen's character was great in this. I don't know. It felt boring. Yeah. Granted, he ended up being the biggest one from that movie, which is interesting. So, I don't know. I mean, I think Willie Mays Hayes is great too. I think everyone was good.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone was particularly terrible, but no one really stood out.
I thought Dorn was good too for the prissy, veteran guy who like is a bad teammate. 100% those guys exist. 1,000%.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where they won't do anything because they're on a bad team and they just want to get another contract. Like that was real. Like it's not that on the nose, but like that I've had those teammates. Like that makes sense. Which is what's crazy because that's kind of a little bit of a deep cut, just like a little bit. Like not everyone knows that, right? That exists. Everyone assumes we're all best friends. Most people do, and it's like no. There's that guy is a real. The archetypes they had are all real from real baseball teams. Like everyone's got like pretty much all of these versions. Yeah, they're just cartoon versions of it.
Yeah.
But you have like the super Latin guy too that doesn't speak any English, but you love him. Everyone loves him. The same way of Serrano, same way.
That's so great.
Yeah, that he just like he didn't learn as much English as other guys, and it's okay. And he's everyone's friend. He's just awesome, right? So
that's so
cool. I liked him too.
That's what it kind of felt like. It kind of felt like everyone served their role, and like as a kid, I imagined that every team had these people. And so when I would see that character on a team or like through the news or whatever was happening, I was like, oh, they're the Serrano of the team, or oh, they're the Wild Thing of the team. Like for instance, I always kind of equated what's his name immediately Dorn with A-Rod. I don't know why, but I always equated those two together. Whenever I saw A-Rod, I was like, oh, that's Dorn. That's the Dorn of the team. It just it felt like
that guy thinks he's cooler than he is.
Yeah, exactly. I just kind of thought he was really cool. He was dating J-Lo. I mean, I guess he's cooler than me. Whatever. You know, I'm 15. It doesn't matter.
No, you're right. So what about do you guys get an opportunity to do the recast? We did a recast this time.
I did
but
not.
only 3 guys.
I did not. I'll say it.
You did not? Okay.
I did not.
How about you, Pete? Am I going to present my recast?
I didn't really get. Yeah, I think you should present yours. It's really hard for me to think of any.
Okay, so let's. I just had these 3 guys and how they interacted with each other would be very interesting to me. So let's just start it with that preface, and I'll quickly hit you with it. Okay, so Lou the manager is Nick Offerman. Ron Swanson.
Yeah.
Ron Swanson.
That's yeah, nailed it. Actually.
And he can sit there and he can scowl and he can be like, what? And I would love to see him do the scene where he comes out and he's like, why do the whirlpools not work anymore? And by the way, those whirlpools like that's what they still look like.
Oh, really?
Like those have not changed at all, which is crazy.
Ugh.
The same company makes them too. So it's like, it's a tub with a thingy in it. And he comes out and he's like, I'm going to talk to that. What did he say? I'm going to talk to that bitch. Right. She's like,
oh, yes.
I'm right here. The bitch is here. She's like, you want to put on a towel? He's like, there are no towels. Anyway, I'm imagining Nick Offerman doing that. And then Jake Taylor, the vet and the main character with the love interest. That's Glenn Powell. Duh. And Glenn Powell's also 35, which is how old Jake's supposed to be. So
really?
Yeah, like he's supposed to be like in his mid-30s.
He's like 35.
He's supposed to be like 35 to 38. Just like he's been around for a decade.
55 to 58, maybe. Damn.
It's so funny because everyone in the 80s looked like they were old to us. How old's Harris? In 90? You know?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, really.
It's so funny. Bob Ueckers probably like 41 in this movie. And then Ricky Vaughn, I have Taron Egerton.
Taron Egerton
from Kingsman.
Wait. Oh yes, that dude
with the American accent, obviously.
Yeah,
because I think he can play that badass, like snarky.
Yeah, I think he has those glasses. He's just yeah,
and he would totally just show up with glasses on. Like I'm trying to think, like all the scenes, everything, it would line up. He could do all the things that Sheen did.
Maybe like better. That. I think that's pretty cool.
Though he's not a very big person. Which would be, it's hard. Like you kind of got to get the like Sheen's like tall, like he's like 6'1", but he's tall, 6 foot. Like, but for actors, that's pretty tall. And you gotta have that for a picture a little bit to make it believable. And also, by the way, Sheen, Dennis, what's the guy, Allstate guy, all these guys played baseball.
I did hear that. Yeah, they all actually have some history in baseball.
Wesley Snipes played a little bit too. So like they like got guys who could like look like believable too on purpose, which is they don't have to do that, and they did. So they could show like they did like full action scenes where like they were all on the field doing baseball shit.
Yeah,
and it was like
they actually like would hit the ball, and it was
really that
believable.
Like that's hard to do. That's really hard to do. And all of the Wild Thing scenes are all like a real crowd from a real game.
Yeah,
you can tell though, for that. Yeah, you can tell that's
they
like
just
TV
stitch
footage.
it in.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But so it's kind of a hard movie to make a little bit, but
neat.
Yeah. So I think Glenn Powell is Jake Taylor though, being the main guy. You know, be like, oh, you're a gymnast, and I'm Glenn Powell. Let's bang. Like that's all believable. We don't care.
Who I think would also be a good Jake Taylor is Miles Teller from Top Gun as well. Yeah, I think he'd actually also be like a pretty good like I'm out of it, my knees.
Oh yeah,
like I could see him doing that too.
I'm on the twilight of my career and like waking up in Mexico at the beginning. Yeah, that's definitely a Miles Teller thing. Yeah, pick one of them. Glenn Powell. Actually, to be honest, let's just make Glenn Powell. He's Dorn. Glenn Powell's Dorn.
I know. I can see John Hamm being Dorn. I can see John Hamm, like just this grizzly vet who just doesn't want to be there, has like a 5 o'clock shadow, doesn't care. I can see John Hamm doing it.
Oh yeah, John Hamm's been playing assholes lately, and I like it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll have to do one.
4 or 3. Needs to happen. 3. Yeah.
All right, final rating. Let's wrap this thing up so we can be done. Be done with this day. I'm gonna hit you with mine. I give it an 8.2. I love this movie. I'll always give it an 8.2. It's been an 8.2 the whole time. I know it's not perfect, but I love it. Top 3 baseball movies all time with probably Sandlot and Little Big League.
Sandlot's number 1. Yeah,
Easy. I love that.
I mean, Sandlot's just like my love for baseball
Yeah.
kind of movie. So
Come on, your childhood all wrapped into one.
my childhood. Yeah.
Forever.
Killing me. So I would say that I would also give it in the 8s. I'm thinking like an 8.5. Again, this is like, this is a top movie for me. This is a top baseball movie, sports movie, but just a movie in general. Very quotable, and I have a lot of good memories around this movie, and it kind of it motivated me to keep playing baseball when I was a kid. So I like this one a lot.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go 8 out of 10.
Peter with an 8.
Yeah.
With a new
a
movie he's never seen. He liked it. I love it.
Okay.
I think it was great.
It was how he delivered it. He was like, 8.
No, like
energy.
Just my highest rating ever.
I think if you had me watch this when I was a kid, I think it would have been way more impactful, right?
Mhm.
But like,
True.
I grew up watching basketball movies, and so I think that's the issue. That's why I gravitated to basketball. And outside of Sandlot, I really didn't watch baseball movies. Like, I have not seen Field of Dreams. I have not seen Major League up until now, right? And so like I was not big on baseball movies. I did see The Rookie. I just don't remember it. Rewatching it, I mean, I thought it was great. Like, it just felt like a good like, we don't have sports movies like that anymore, right? Like, where it's kind of slapstick. Like,
we need them.
Bad News Bears, I think, is the last one that feels kind of like this, right?
Yeah, that was Linklater, dude. He did his best for a baseball movie. He's like
Gridiron Gang, maybe also, I think.
Yeah, Gridiron Gangs. Yeah, that's actually really good. Yeah, with Adam Sandler, right?
Yeah, the remake.
No, that's The Longest Yard.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, that's The Longest Yard. You're
right.
Yeah,
Gridiron
The Longest Yard.
Like George Clooney.
Yes.
The Longest Yard. Yeah, that's like another good example. We really don't have those anymore. I can't remember the last one since then that's come out. So it was nice to have that kind of movie again.
There hasn't been a baseball movie in theaters since Moneyball. Since 2011.
Moneyball was great.
Moneyball was great.
It is really good. Well, that's what's his name? Frick. Who directed this? Someone very good. Was it Fincher? David Fincher? I don't know.
No.
Yeah, Moneyball is a phenomenal movie. There's some great stories too. The A's guys gave me all the rundown on how they filmed that. That was really cool.
Oh, a small guy, Brad Pitt.
Oh yeah. No, I was thinking about like the director, like he's a very good director who did Moneyball.
Oh, got it. Yes.
Anyway. So yeah, great movie. Major League, phenomenal, and I love that what Pete said about like how if you had watched it, it might have had that effect on you where you're like, oh, dude, baseball's sick. Like, it is one of those movies where like it truly makes you like baseball, makes it feel really fun and funny, and like, but you're also invested in what they're doing. So, basketball. What was your big basketball movie? Just for reference. Like, what was your version of maybe Sandlot for basketball?
That's the thing, is because they really never had like a Sandlot movie where it was kind of like, because like Hoosiers and like Coach Carter and all those movies are like really serious. Like what's the one with Denzel Washington? He Got Game, like that one. Yeah, pretty serious too. And then you have like your Like Mikes, right, which are just like ridiculously stupid, corny children movie, right?
Really,
Air Bud, right? Like things in between. But no, there really wasn't, I guess, a comedy related basketball movie.
Like
they're all very serious or really corny. Yeah,
true. Yeah,
I guess
I feel like baseball's just like, I don't know. There's something like baseball's like nostalgia bottled. It's just
I think the reason why this was funny is because of the stereotype that baseball players are just out of shape, old men, right? And like I think that's what's like hilarious about it is you have these like island and misfit toys coming together to make this team, right? And there's some professional in some way. So I think that's why it stands out a little differently than like a basketball one. Like, I think The Longest Yard. Yeah, like The Longest Yard is like, oh, here's all these prisoners who just want to hit people, right? And like, that's kind of funny. And then baseball is like, oh, here's all these out of shape old people that somehow win a pennant, right? But like with basketball, it's really just like, hey, here's a story of like racism in the South, or here's a child who steps into Michael Jordan's shoes, right? Like there's really no in between, right?
Is the center.
Yeah.
You have to be athletic though. People are like, I'm still not athletic. Like,
I mean, I guess like maybe White Man Can't Jump would be like, but again, Wesley Snipes like probably
one.
is probably one that fits in between, but like that doesn't come that's been out for so long, right? Like it's, I don't know. Like when I think of basketball movies, I think of like Coach Carter. I think of He Got Game. I unfortunately think of like Mike. Yeah, all of those movies, but like one that's actually really good, just to like a quick side note, if you haven't watched this, two of them actually, they're both from Adam Sandler. Hustle and Uncut Gems.
Okay.
Both of those are very good.
It's technically a basketball movie. Yeah, it's a good call.
It is technically a basketball movie, but it's just about betting on basketball. But Hustle is really good, and Hustle is actually like, I would actually recommend watching that next as a movie, because that was a really good movie that I would rewatch again, especially with the Anthony Edwards stuff that happened this playoff. Yeah. You kind of get a sneak peek into who he is.
Is it my pick? Yeah. Or whose pick is it next?
No, it's yours. Yeah,
it is mine. Yeah, let's watch Hustle.
I'm in.
I'm done. All right. I'll watch it again.
I'll watch it again, dude. Bo Cruz, let's do it.
I've never seen
Bo Cruz, and I hate how they renamed Anthony Edwards' character to something really stupid.
It's like Kirby something. Kermit.
It's like Kermit.
His name's Kermit.
Like, Kermit.
He does look like a Kermit. I will say that.
His name's Kermit.
He pull off Kermit, but like,
but
it's good, man.
It's
and
crazy.
The guy who plays Bo Cruz too is also a professional.
Fernan Gomez. Yeah, he's pretty good. But it's so funny that he's a professional, but everyone knows him now as Bo Cruz.
Yeah. Because he was.
Is this podcast gone too long?
It kind of has. You want to take us to the sorry, sports, dude. We got sports. Sorry, guys.
Sports. We all play professional. Absolutely. Take us out. Guys, thanks so much for listening to episode 26 of the May Contain Action podcast. Be sure to give us 5 stars wherever you can. Rate us wherever you can. And join the Discord too. Love to have little conversations in there. Talking about what movies you guys have suggestions for. Also, we'd love that, because we don't remember all of them. Clearly, we barely remember who stars in them. We couldn't remember Brad Pitt was in Moneyball. Things like that. So come help us out. Come join the Discord. Talk with us about movies. And we will see you in the next episode, hoping for not a live show necessarily, but a live watch.
Yeah.
Live watch this summer. In between all the different little things we got going on. We did GCX coming up. Me and Trevor doing GCX here in a little bit. So very excited for St. Jude, for the kids. The kids. All right, everyone. We'll see you next week. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And we're watching Hustle next week. So watch it before we do. Bye-bye.